I saved my client over $200,000 with the IRS Offer and Compromise program. I will explain to you why this client qualified for and what the final offer was. We originally submitted this offer and compromise for $500. That means if the IRS accepted this offer, they would have taken $500 and forgiven the rest on the taxpayer. But that was not the final offer. Stay tuned till the end and I'll show you what the final offer is. So our client Mike is from Costa Mesa, California. Before we even mention the word offer and compromise to any one of our clients, we do a pre-resolution checklist. The pre-resolution checklist includes checking what's the reason why you owe and making fixes, correcting the errors. Why? We don't want a solution to be put in place now for you to get in trouble in the future. The reason why he owed is a business owner that didn't do things the right way. The wrong bookkeeper didn't make estimated tax payments, so we had to correct all of that. The most recent years, he started doing things correctly on his own, so we wanted to make sure that he kept on that pattern. That's fixed. So the second portion, he was still a business owner. So we wanted to make sure he made continued quarterly estimated payments, known as ES payments or estimated tax payments, and those are counted for the current year, and they're like money in the bank with the IRS. Next up on the pre-resolution checklist, we wanted to check when the statute date is. And the statute date for Michael, our client, was still quite a ways away. It was about 8 or 9 years ahead. So the Offer and Compromise program was very much high on our radar. Next up is we did the financial calculation, and he had zero disposable income, zero net equity and assets, and he was a prime candidate for an offer and compromise. So our calculation was to do $500 for the rest to be forgiven. So that's what we did. We typed up the 433 AOIC, the Form 656. We got all the supporting documentations from our client, including his income, his bank statements, his housing and utilities, his car payments, and we packaged up this offer and compromise that we submitted it to the IRS. What happened next is probably the most difficult, hardest part ever. And it requires a whole lot of patience because the IRS responded that they have received the letter and they estimated that in about 6 months, we're gonna be contacted by an offer examiner or an agent that gets assigned to the case that's gonna review the whole offer and compromise. But as that time got closer to that specific date, you know what happened? Nothing. Nothing happened with the IRS. No phone calls, no letters, nothing. But you know what we got with the IRS? We got a 90-day delay letter. Basically, the IRS is admitting that they have nobody to review his case. They are completely backlogged. So they said we just need 90 more days to review and see if we have somebody available to assign to the case. After those 90 days were up, we received another 90-day letter. Hey, do me a favor. If you're liking this video, you gotta click like and subscribe to my channel. So that's what's going on even right now with the IRS. With offers and compromises that are pending, that are submitted, we just have to wait and be patient. That's why it's so hard. We want an answer. We want an answer now. We want to negotiate now. We want to see whether we can go through, if this gets accepted, counter accepted, rejected, whatever. But instead, we're getting a lot of these 90-day delay letters. But then out of the blue, an agent finally got assigned. When that agent got assigned, they wanted to review the whole packet all over again. They wanted to check for income, check for assets, check current bank statements. When they check for bank statements, they also check for certain deposits to see if they have another side business or extra income that's not included on the original offer or maybe on the tax return. And there were several things that didn't quite match up with this offer examiner. She showed that he was a responsible person to another business and that other business was not in compliance. When these IRS agents investigate these offers and compromises, they are free to make certain assumptions. And those assumptions are true unless you prove otherwise. This is known as the burden of proof, and the burden of proof is on you. However, that other business was not in relation to the client, and we have proof of that. And in addition, her calculation was that his income was higher, his expenses were lower, and she wanted to reject the whole proposal. Although we submitted our rebuttal and additional information, she did not budge, and she officially rejected the offer. Rejected! Getting a rejection is not the worst possible thing that could happen. We have a chance to appeal that decision and provide additional supporting documentation in order to support our case. Remember, we have the burden of proof. So I reviewed the reasons for rejection, reviewed that with the client, and we had a good reason to appeal. So we went ahead and submitted an appeals packet based upon the rejection of the offer examiner. And then what we had to do is wait all over again for a different agent to get assigned. Now, this other agent is supposed to come in with a fresh mind because they come from the Independent Office of Appeals from the IRS. And the new agent is called an appeals officer. The appeals officer probably took another about 2.5 to 3 months for them to get assigned, and when they got assigned, they gave my office a call and spoke to me directly, and I faxed them all the information that we had, which included updated income information, updated asset information, and that we had a different calculation from the original offer. The new calculation, the new counter proposal, was in the amount of $4,260. The appeals officer, after reviewing everything that the IRS had to reject the offer and everything that we had to submit, agreed with our position. When they agreed with our position, that means the offer and compromise got accepted. The taxpayer paid $4,260 and the rest gets wiped away clean. That's right, $200,000 wiped clean off the books. He no longer owes the IRS dollars. We achieved the ultimate success with the IRS on behalf of our client. However, there are also other different programs in case the offer and compromise program was not for him. We have lots of other videos that explain the other programs that are available to you. So remember, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And thanks for watching.